Are we gonna blow up the car with the twin turbos? Are we not? I don't know. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We are busy working on the Mustang, still waiting on some parts. I am kind of at a stop. I have pretty much everything torn down. Getting ready for oil pump gears. We have to take all of this stuff apart. Still waiting on the turbos to get here. I can't really go any further until I get all the rest of the parts. But for today's video, we're going to be working on the rear end. So as you guys know, or maybe you don't, I have a slew of BMR suspension underneath of the car. It has really done wonders at the track. And now today we're going to take things a little bit further. But short, sweet, simple little video. What we are going to be doing today is right here, a bushing kit. It's a differential lockout. This is the polyurethane version, and also this guy right here. So this is the upgraded hardware. So there's your part number, BMR RH017, and this one is the BK051. So this is basically what you're going to get when you order it. Let's dump it. So it came undone a little bit. All right, so let's get everything dressed just a little bit. So you have polyurethane bushings and all of your hardware. Stuff like this is what we're going to be replacing with this, just to make things a little bit more bulletproof, a little bit more solid. Now this is going to be one of those things that you may or may not want to upgrade. I definitely highly recommend it. However, this is pretty much a drag car build, but for street applications, I'm not so sure that a differential lockout kit is going to be necessary. But if you guys go to the track, probably something that I would upgrade. You might as well. And the best part is all of this stuff right here pictured is dirt cheap. It really honestly is. But if you want to save money, use Xander7 promo code at bmrsuspension.com. All right, so let's just open it up and get everything sorted, see what you get. So a bunch of washers. So these bolts, I will not be using any of them because I have the optional upgraded hardware kit, which I'm going to pull out right now. So we'll do that. Instructions, don't need it because you're watching the video, but you also get these sleeves. Now these are upgraded bolts from the standard ones. The standard ones are probably just fine, but you guys know that we're going to be pushing serious horsepower in my car here very soon with the twin turbo build that we've got going on. So we just want to keep everything safe and might as well just spend a couple extra dollars and get the rest of the bolts here. So lots of washers, pretty simple. And honestly, this should take not a whole lot of time. There's going to be some specialty tools you're going to need, impacts, torque wrenches, stuff like that. You will need, this is a 12mm hex half-inch, and you're going to have this to go into the backs of these bolts here. The other ones are pretty standard. You can put a regular wrench on them, but for this application, this is what we've got to have. So you might want to go to the parts store and grab one of these guys. So right there's 1 and 2, and then you have the ones on the front of the diff as well. That's what we are going to be replacing. These are polyurethane inserts. I definitely suggest going with possibly a poly. Hear me out. Unless you need spherical, I highly suggest that you start with poly first to avoid NVH unless you don't care. I do care, so we're going poly, and then hopefully we'll be able to see some results from this. A little bit less wheel hop, a little bit less movement, which results in a little bit less parasitic loss when you have less drivetrain movement back and forth, up and down, left, right, all of that. So we're going to do this, we're going to test on the track, and then hopefully in combination with all of our other BMR suspension, we'll be able to put down a little bit better of a 60-foot time and translate to just better overall track time at the drag strip. We got BMR springs, their CB762 kit, which I highly suggest, and then we have their 010 lockout kit up there as well. So now we're going to have the bushings, and we also have adjustable toe links that you can see right there, and that way you can really dial in your alignment, which is also very important if you are road course racing or are drag racing, because you can have different alignment specifications. But anyway, we're going to get started with the install. Should be a fast video, should be super easy to do. And really what we need to do first though is we're going to lower down without taking the subframe bolts out all the way. Make sure that you do have your differential supported, and this will be a 21mm. So you're going to back out this bolt right here, your subframe bolt, and then the other side as well. Don't take them all the way out, just let them hang by a few threads, and then we're going to let the rear end down just a little bit, because what we want to do is access these bolts. We want a little bit more clearance, so we're just going to let the IRS here just sag just a little bit, and still support in the front. Just make sure that you have them threaded just slightly. Ah, you man. All right, my car is being a little stiff, so we're gonna take that subframe bolt loose and then on the other side as well, and then you're gonna start right here with these guys. But here's a better look at the 762 kit, and it goes right into the IRS frame right up there. But the idea with this kit is really IRS rigidity, especially for high horsepower applications, which is where this car is heading. And kind of a side effect to this kit is reduced wheel hop. About totally forgot, we also have vertical links. I have no issues with NVH at all on the street or the track or anything like that. To include with these tow rods here, no NVH increase at all. Guys, I honestly don't want this to come across as like a paid promotional video for like BMR or any other company. I just want to give credit to where it's due, honestly. I just think that BMR is awesome. Guys, in front of me is the front differential bolt that is located in front of the axle here. Speaking on that note, this is probably something that you would want to do before you do axles, just to make your life a little bit easier. Not saying that you can't do it after the fact, but you will have more clearance if you do it before. So 18mm, we're going to take these loose. It'll slide all the way out of the back, and then we'll move on to the rest of the installation for the front. Too easy, got one on each side. There we go. So if those were any bigger, if these CV joints were any bigger on the upgraded axles, you would have just less clearance. So you might have to actually pop that axle out, which is not a hard process. Just be able to get to it. You just got to take apart a few things and probably add about an hour to your installation. But for the factory stuff, yeah, it comes right out. Now, you're going to struggle with this. A lot of people are going to struggle with this until I just figured it out. I know there's going to be lots of videos on these installs all over YouTube, but hopefully you're seeing mine. So if you try to put this in flush, this is the front of the differential, by the way. You take your washer and you put it like this. Without seriously prying down the IRS, good luck going in at this angle. This is your short bolt. This is for the front. So I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to show you this little trick that's going to ease this. You'll get it done in about 2 seconds. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and pre-assemble everything. Just like this. Get in there. And then it's all going to be complete like that. Now, when you go to slide this in, all you got to do is angle like this, and then bam, look at that. It's going to go right in, just about there, boom, and it's home. So this is your harder side. This is the one that everybody complains about. Honestly, I just figured it out in 2 seconds, and it's going to go right in, so perfect. Anyway, follow my instructions, do this. Don't do what other people are doing, and it'll make your life a lot easier. So we're going to just finger tight thread this. Now, to get a wrench on this one, because it's not a regular wrench, might take a little bit of effort just because of the clearance. But honestly, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But don't tighten it all the way. Just get it in there where it's kind of biting, because you have to torque down the rear first and then come back and do 41 pound-feet on this guy. So your mid-length bolts are going to go behind the front there, and this is how it's going to look. You're going to have a lock washer, then a washer, and it's going to fit up in there with ease. Again, with axles, this might be more of a trick, but no fitment issues whatsoever, and screw it on in. You're going to torque this guy to 129 pound-feet. Well, guys, everything was smooth sailing until now. This guy right here, there's no way I'm getting this in there without popping the axle loose. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this one for later. So what I'm going to do for now, until I have axles, because they're going to be coming here pretty soon because we have to have them for the racetrack, I'm going to use the existing hardware that it came with. I will use the upgraded hardware in the back because I don't think we're going to have an issue. And then whenever we do axles, I'm going to have to pop this all the way out from the diff, and then I will change these at that time. But this car is honestly not going to hit the track until we have these bolts and upgraded half shafts anyway. So I'll be back in this area working here the next couple of weeks, so no big deal for me, but just word of the wise. For the rear bushings, you're going to get these sleeves here. So what you can do is just insert just like this, one on each side. This is how it's going to look. So the bolt there, crush washer, big washer, then this is how it looks right there. And remember, blue Loctite on all of the bolts. I didn't mention that before, but somebody's going to mess this up. I know it's pretty much common sense, but I do have to say that. Not any of the Loctite, not purple, not red, just use blue Loctite, you'll be fine. So, and then once you put them in on each side, 129 pound-feet is what you're going to torque the back to. Okay guys, that is it. So we have the rears installed. That's how that looks. Remember to torque down to 129 pound-feet. I've about had it with this garage. I have no room. I need a shop. If anybody local to me in the Clarksville, Tennessee area, if you want to rent out a shop, you want to go like partners, let me know, because I am totally game. I need more room. But no, simple install. We will retackle the front there once we get axles and the male axles, which is honestly not that bad, but I don't feel like it right now. Honestly, call me lazy, whatever. But the car's gonna sit here for a little while longer until we finish up with our project here. So much work to do. I'd like to be able to give you guys like an ETA on when I think it's going to be done, but I would say 2 weeks, but I mean, I might be lying to you. It might be longer, it might be 3 weeks. So trying to film and also install stuff. So we are waiting on the turbos and the rest of the parts. The boost controller, OPGs, all that stuff is coming. So that's what you need to look out for, is how to install all of that. OPGs are honestly going to take a little bit of time. We got to take all this stuff apart, but you know, that's kind of why we have all of this already torn apart, and we did our IMRC lockouts. But yeah guys, that's it. That's the video. Hopefully you found it entertaining, enjoyable, whatever. Drop a thumbs up on the video if you want to, if you liked it. Hopefully you'll subscribe, turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss the rest of this. Are we gonna blow up the car with the twin turbos? Are we not? I don't know. You'll have to subscribe to find out. Other than that, I'll see you later.